Oh, we're not going yet, no?
My name is Gwen, and we've got Paddy driving us this afternoon, and we've got Cliff on board as well. So if I could just do a wee bit of housekeeping, especially when we're in the old town, could I ask you to please stay seated while the bus is actually moving, because we'll be going over cobbles and round some sharp corners. So me with my stick, I won't be able to come rescue anybody that kind of topples. So please just stay seated until the bus does actually come to a stop. And if anyone's been on one of the tours before, and I won't necessarily tell you all of the stops, so to be the railway hotel for Waverley railway station. So if you were coming along Princess Street, which is behind us, or you were coming along North Bridge, which is further up on the right hand side, and you could actually see that clock face, you knew you had exactly 3 minutes to get from wherever you first saw it down onto your platform to collect your train. And when the new owners took over, they reset that clock to the correct time. Wrong thing to do. We here in Edinburgh, we still rely on that clock being 3 minutes fast. So we wrote letters to the newspapers. So they had to give in, and they had to reset it 3 minutes fast for us. So, which must be a record. A couple of weeks before that, it rained for 3 days solid. So you know. On the left of the monument to Admiral Lord Nelson, up there. And as we come round, you'll get a beautiful view of the old town of Edinburgh on our right. From the castle way up on Castle Hill. Most of that work was started in 1501 by King James IV. And you can see that the 16th century building is in total contrast to what's on our right hand side. This is our new Parliament building. This was built in 2004, and the building itself has won many architectural awards, but the people of Scotland, they kind of have a love-hate relationship with this building. They either love it or they hate it. We're currently travelling on just now. Ahead of us we'll have the High Street. Up above the High Street we've got the Lawn Market. And up at the top of the Lawn Market, up at the castle, we've got Castle Hill. So the Royal Mile is actually made up of 5 separate route parts. And it actually measures a Scottish mile rather than a British mile. Because it measures 1 mile, 100 yards. And the extra 100 yards is that wee bit down Abbey Strand. So as we come up through the Cannon Gate, you can see on the right ahead of us, we've got some trees. And behind the trees, we've got the closest to us, this is on the Tron Kirk. Kirk again being just the old Scottish word for church, and Tron is the old name for a weighbeam. So it was down at this part of the High Street that all the dry goods were weighed, all the salt and the sugar and the flour, all weighed down at this part of the High Street. And you can be wishing to visit Edinburgh Castle. It's also at the top of Castle Hill that you can see the white turreted building ahead of us. This is Camera Obscura, and when I checked TripAdvisor during the week, Camera Obscura was still voted the #1 attraction in Edinburgh. So that was ahead of the castle, ahead of the palace and anything else. It was Camera Obscura that everybody wanted to go to. And it is in Camera Obscura that great optical illusions. You can shake hands with your own ghost, or you can stand in front of a computer screen and the programme will morph you back into a monkey. Very, very strange. And you can see the Union flag flying, and it's flying over the windows with the golden lintels up above them. And these are the royal apartments. And it was in those royal apartments that Mary Queen of Scots gave birth to King James VI of Scotland and King James I of England, up in those royal apartments. And you can see down below we've got the Half Moon Battery with the guns in place. So as we come round Johnston Terrace, you get a great close-up view of Castle Rock itself. So if you crane your necks up, you get a picture of the Great Hall up there. But Castle Rock is hard basalt rock because it's a plug of an old extinct volcano. And when the Victorians were making Johnston Terrace, they had to blast their way through this rock. Do you wish to get off? Oh, into the grass markets. Cliff is in it. It could be a wee bit further along. I'm really sorry. Did I miss you? I'm so sorry. I'm not really. Cliff, is there anywhere along here that we could actually stop and let a couple of people off to go back into the grass market? I'm not 100% sure. I'm really, really sorry about that. So we've come on the George Court Bridge. That we drove across a little earlier on. And we're now coming into the Cowgate section of the tour. And if I could ask you to have a wee look up on the left, just where this white building is coming up.
Your mic's not working.
Oh. Can you hear me? Yeah, now, back on now, good. If you have a wee look at where this white building is and have a look up the close and alleyway that takes us back up to the High Street, you can see how narrow and steep and cobbled the closes are. And there's no way that we could get a horse and carriage up those closes. As we're standing here, have a wee look at this building on the right and have a look at the top of the building. Look at all the beautiful carvings up there in the weather vanes. We've got fleur-de-lis and we've got thistles and we've got beautiful steps up to the chimneys. People in Edinburgh, they never bother looking up. So nobody. And if you're out and about walking in the Old Town or especially in the New Town, and the New Town is like Princes Street and George Street and Queen Street, especially in George Street itself, when you're walking along George Street, keep having a look up to the top of the buildings. And you'll be surprised at the statues and the carvings and everything that you can see at the top of the buildings. Because Admiral Lord Nelson, the Upturned Telescope, and you can see this beautiful Art Deco building. That is St Andrew's House. That's used by the Scottish Government as admin offices. And you can see the building with the round turrets. That's Old Calton Jail. And down below us we've got Waverley Railway Station. Tower and the Saltire flag flying up above it.